Is Venice, Florida changing in 2023?
Today we're going to tell you what it's like living in Venice, Florida as it stands right now, and we're getting started right now.
The first thing that's changing in Venice is that there are more families moving to the area.
That's definitely changing the demographics of the area as a whole. Obviously, with families comes more kids, but also, younger adults, people in their 30s, 40s, maybe 50s, some in their 20s even for that matter, that have families. And yeah, it used to be pretty much a retiree-centric city with some families, but the overwhelming demographic was more retirees.
Yes, more retirees and snowbirds, but now it seems like a lot of people are choosing Venice to retire to full-time. So it's not just retirees that come here during the winter, it's people that are actually moving here full-time.
And that ties in with the second way that Venice is changing, and this is reflected in a lot of ways that we'll get into later in the video, but basically it's becoming more popular. There's a lot more people moving in, as we said, families, but also retirees staying full-time. There's just a lot of people in general that are starting to discover the area because of channels like ours, I'm sure. A lot of people don't like that we're making it popular, and then some people do.
Venice.
Yeah, but yeah, as a whole, it is becoming a more popular area, and because that's becoming more populated.
And not only YouTube channels, but also the news, and like Redfin, I know Venice was number 2. We did a market analysis of Venice using a Redfin article, and Venice was number 2. I believe it was in pricing. I can't remember.
Price increase, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And then Sarasota, so the Sarasota area is always very, very popular. So it's not just YouTube per se, but it's other channels, and people are discovering.
I keep hearing about the MTV show about Siesta Key or whatever too, so that's probably maybe contributing a little to the area as a whole. And I think there's plenty of word of mouth. It's a place when you come here, you're gonna tell some people about it because it's a pretty unique, pretty special place.
Yes. The next change in Venice, which is not my favorite.
I don't think it's anyone's.
I don't think it's anyone's, though. It's traffic. There is a lot of traffic, especially in winter. We can see the difference between winter and summer, and it's crazy how much people there are here. And
right now, I feel like we maybe are being a little swayed because we're in the middle of spring break, so it's really all of March is kind of peak season. The winter in general is more traffic, but March is way more traffic. But yeah, as a whole, there is more. Summers are usually still light. Again, all the things about living in Venice, I think as a whole, which we'll get to at the end, are overall similar. It's just, yeah, there's more people, and because of that, more traffic this time of year.
Right, and it is, very similar to all of Florida, really, but just the infrastructure can't handle that many people. Here in Venice, we have 2 major roads that everyone has to take, especially if you're going to the island or if you're going to Sarasota to get on Highway I-75. So everyone going maybe to the same place and not having many different roads to get on is what contributes a lot of the traffic. And traffic here, it's not dangerous by any means. It's just, it moves a lot slower.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say compared to other bigger cities in Florida, it's busy, but it's not scary, if that makes sense. So sometimes you get in a bigger city and it's kind of it puts you a little on edge. I would say this is pretty light compared to a lot of those. Another way that Venice is changing that ties in with that is, she mentioned the roads. Well, we are starting to see some changes with some of the main roads. They're finally working to start to work to expand them to make getting around town a little bit easier. There was one stretch that they just completed not too long ago over by Detweiler's on 41 Tamiami Trail, which is one of the main roads. So little by little, a lot of that infrastructure is starting to develop, and that's definitely something that's going to be necessary if it continues to grow.
Yeah, I think we're realizing that we're growing very, very quickly, so we need to do something about it. Not just complain about traffic or taking too long to get somewhere. We actually need to do something about it. Another reason why Venice is changing is all the construction going on, all the different new communities, such as Welland Park, North Venice, which technically North Venice used to be Laurel, Nokomis area, and a little bit of Venice, but now it's...
And a little Osprey too.
Yes, but now in the map you can see it clearly, it's North Venice. And a lot of those communities are being developed near the highway, so it gives you really easy access to get on 75 to go Sarasota or Naples, Fort Myers area. If you want to see a more full picture of what it's like to live in Venice, check out this video right here.
If you are looking to move to the area, make sure to call, text, or email us.
I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
Phone number is 941-221-1897. Call or text at any time. We hear from people all the time, and we love it. We'll see you in that video next. And live breezy.